Hey fellow enthusiasts, I'm Tommy Lanham. I'm on a mission to break the monotony of the mundane and the mediocre by bringing as much enthusiasm to as many businesses, ministries, marriages, and individual lives as I possibly can, because that is the power of enthusiasm.
Here we go.
Hey, what I want to talk about with you today is something that all of us deal with. Matter of fact, I did a survey a few weeks ago and found out that this was the number 2 reason that people do not reach their goals. You know what it is? Let me ask you if you know the answer to this question. What is the most repeated command in the Bible? Here it is. Fear not, or do not be afraid. They tell us that it is repeated 365 times in the Bible. That's one for every day of the year. Fear not and do not be afraid. Yet fear is the one thing that seems to hold us back the most. The fear of moving forward, the fear of failure, the fear of success, the fear of what other people may think, the fear of embarrassment. Some type of fear that is keeping us planted instead of moving forward. You know, even as kids are growing up, as parents and adults will say, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? Keep dreaming, always dream big, you can be whatever you want to be." But as children grow up and they become teenagers and get into high school, we begin to say things like, "Well, you can't always do everything you want to do. You can't always dream too big. You gotta be practical." God save us from practical people. Don't be practical. Dream big. I believe that we serve a God that wants us to dream big. He doesn't always deal in the practical. So dream big, keep moving forward. Don't give up those dreams just when you're getting old enough to figure out the ways to make those dreams come true. Keep moving. Keep pressing forward. Here are 3 things I want you to remember as you are busting through those fears. This is the first one. God is bigger than our fears. He's bigger than our fears. He can pull us through those. Whatever your fear may be, as long as you are following the direction that God is calling you to go, bust through the fear, because God is bigger than our fears. Second thing I want you to remember, and this comes from my friend Daniel Matthews in his book, Spear the Fear, an excellent book if you want to learn how to work through those fears and overcome them. Daniel Matthews says in his book that if we do not want our fear and self-doubt to win, that we must find our higher purpose and develop a single focus. That is gold. What is your higher purpose? What is it that God is calling you to do? What is it that's bigger than the fear? If you've got a God-given purpose that is bigger than the fear that is within you, then you can bust through the fear. All of our dreams, all of our life purposes are bigger than our fears. And if we're going to accomplish them, we're going to have to step outside of our comfort zone. But that's okay, because guess what? Your comfort zone will follow you. What do I mean by that? Whenever you step out of your comfort zone, obviously you're uncomfortable. But eventually you learn more, you develop more, you bust through those fears a little more, and eventually that becomes comfortable. Your comfort zone follows you. It expands. What do you do at that point? You continue to move forward, and again you step just outside of your comfort zone. And again, it will follow you. So discover what your higher purpose is. What is that purpose that God has called you to that's bigger than the fear that is within you? And then have a single focus on that purpose. Don't be distracted by the fears. Don't be distracted by the waves. You remember the story in the New Testament about Peter when Jesus called him out of the boat to step on the water and to walk on the water? Peter did it for a few steps, and then he began to notice the waves. He began to notice the storm. He began to notice, what in the world am I doing standing on water? And at that point he began to sink. Keep a single focus. If he had kept his eyes on Jesus, I don't believe he would have fallen. What is that single purpose? What is that higher purpose that God has called you to? Keep your focus. Keep your eyes on that purpose, and you will be able to work through your fears. Now, what is the third thing I want you to remember? Again, this comes out of Isaiah chapter 32, verse 8. If you've listened to many of my videos, you've heard me use that verse a lot, because it's such an inspiration to me. Isaiah 32:8 says this: "The noble man makes noble plans, and by noble deeds he stands." What are deeds? Those are works. Those are actions. Those are steps that you are taking forward toward your higher purpose. So take the action. If you're afraid, that's okay. Take the action anyways. The best way to overcome your fear is to do it. Face your fear, whatever it is you're afraid of, and do it anyway. You're like, Tommy, that's crazy. If I could do it, then we wouldn't be talking about the fear. That's not true. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is continuing to do it anyway in the face of that fear. Move forward. Keep moving forward. As I come to a close in this video, I want you to ask yourself this question: what can I do right now? What action can I take right now? It may be huge, it may be something small, but it's got to take you through your fear. What action can I take right now to overcome some fear that I have that's keeping me from moving forward toward my higher purpose? I encourage you to write it down and do it now. And when you do, it will literally feed your enthusiasm. Hey guys, remember to subscribe for my YouTube channel. Right now I'm in the process of trying to get up to 100 subscribers, so if you'll help me out in that, I will greatly appreciate it. Again, remember to leave a comment if there's something that I said that resonated with you, or if there's a subject that you would like for me to cover in the future. I would greatly appreciate it. Remember to subscribe. Thank you.